Hello student, I am taking next lecture on gametogenesis. So in last lecture I taught you about the gametogenesis. So I am continuing my lecture. So these two hormones, luteinizing hormones and stimulating follicle stimulating hormone, both the hormone are secreted by the anterior pituitary glands, which regulate the formation of sperms inside of the testis at the time of puberty. LH act on leading cells, so luteinizing hormone act on leading cells and stimulate the synthesis and secretion of androgen. This luteinizing hormone act on Leydig cells and interstitial cells present inside of the wall of lobules of testis. So these leading cells secrete testosterone hormone, or all are collectively called androgen. So the secretion of these androgen hormones are regulated by luteinizing hormone and in turn stimulate the process of spermatogenesis. It means this luteinizing hormone regulate the secretion of androgen and stimulate the process of spermatogenesis. Follicle stimulating hormone act on Sertoli cells and stimulate the secretion of some factors. Some factors which help in the process of spermatogenesis. So this hormone, follicle stimulating hormone, Sertoli cells act on Sertoli cells present inside of the seminiferous tubules and promote the secretion of some factors which help in the process of spermatogenesis, right? So now I am explaining the structure of sperm. So when we watch the structure of sperm, so you have watched there are three parts: head, neck and tail part. You have watched in this diagram. It is microscopic structure composed of head, neck and middle piece and tail. So this in the middle piece come inside of the neck part. So it means the sperm contain head, neck, this is middle piece, it contain mitochondria and the tail part. A plasma membrane envelop the whole body of the sperm. A plasma membrane cover whole body of this sperm. The sperm head containing an elongated haploid nucleus, anterior portion of which is covered by a cap-like structure, acrosome. So you have watched this the head part. This head part contain, this is nucleus. This is nucleus. So nucleus present in this head part and the apex part of this head form a cap-like structure. So this cap-like structure is called acrosome. So this acrosome help in the penetrating of ovum. So we can say this acrosome as like a cell organelle of the cell, Golgi body. So this acrosome secretes some hormone, some enzymes. These enzymes dissolve the wall of ovum and help in the penetration of ovum, by which the genetic material of sperm can enter inside of the ovum, right? So the acrosome is filled with enzymes that help fertilization of ovum. The middle piece possesses numerous mitochondria which produce energy for the movement of tail that facilitates sperm motility essential for fertilization. So this is the neck part which joint head and middle piece. This middle piece contain large number of mitochondria. So these mitochondria produce energy because when the sperms are released inside of the vagina of female, then these sperm moves toward the uterus and fallopian tube with the help of tail. So for the movement of this tail, these sperms require high amount of energy. So this energy is produced by the mitochondria which present inside of the middle piece part. The human male ejaculate about 200 to 300 million sperm during a coitus, of which 4 normal fertility. At least 60% sperms must have normal shape and size. At least 40% must have so vigorous motility. So you have watched at the time of one ejaculation. Ejaculation means at the when the male and female both are in intercourse, so the semen is secreted by the male into the vagina of female. So this process is called ejaculation. So at the time of one ejaculation, the male secrete near about 200 to 300 million sperms. This is in this quantity, the 60% sperms have normal shape and size, but 40% show vigorous motility, right? Sperms released from the seminiferous tubules are transported by the accessory duct. When the sperms released by the seminiferous tubules, they are transported by the accessory duct like epididymis, vasa deferentia, ejaculatory duct, right? Secretion of epididymis, vasa deferens, seminal vesicle, and prostate are essential for the maturation and motility of sperm. So all the secretion by the seminal vesicle and prostate and epididymis and vasa deferens, which are all the secretion are required for the maturation and motility of the sperm. The seminal plasma along with the sperm constitute semen. So you know that the seminal vesicle secrete seminal plasma. So this seminal plasma mix with the sperms and form semen. So semen is a white colored fluid which are secreted at the time of intercourse. So this semen contain seminal plasma and sperms, and the secretion of prostate also present inside of the semen. The function of male's accessory duct and glands are maintained by testicular hormone. So the function of male accessory duct and glands are maintained by the testicular hormones, androgen. So testosterone is a androgen hormone which is secreted inside of the male. So this hormone regulate all type of secretion, all type of duct secretion and all type of gland secretion, seminal vesicle and prostate and vulvourethral glands. All secretions are regulated by this testosterone hormone. So in this lecture I taught you about the structure of sperm and semen. In next lecture I will explain about the oogenesis. Okay, thank you.